Hollyoaks is running out of time, and it's a sad but admission of a truth and something that needs to be recognized as honest and genuine. Look, I love Hollyoaks. Hollyoaks is probably one of my favorite soaps, and it is in my top 2. It's always been in my top 2 since I started watching it back in 2020, 2019-ish. I've watched a lot of like other years as well, and the famous storylines that you can get hands on. And it comes off the back of Channel 4 deciding that Hollyoaks has secured a slightly more long-term future with a multi-year deal, but ultimately only if it produces 3 episodes a week from September 2024 onwards. Now, their reasoning is a little bit nonsensical in my opinion. They say, well, people just aren't watching more than 3 episodes a week, and it's like, yeah, alright, mate. Yeah, well, I suppose that's not the issue. It's more so, yeah, people aren't watching fucking 3 episodes a week anymore. There's just too much stuff bloody out there, and it's like, mate, we live in an attention economy. If you don't believe your stuff can generate viewers, you're fucking it up. Like, I'm sorry people aren't watching Hollyoaks on E4. Maybe some of them want to watch it on fucking TV. Oh, wait, they can't do that because you're shit-canned it for more Simpsons or something, you know? Like, fuck me. Like, I feel like Channel 4 is a sinking ship and no one's taking any fucking... I feel like no one's taking any responsibility for it, so it's just, let's just cut costs, let's ride it out, it'll get better. Like, just head in the sand. And that's just simply not how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to fucking deal with the problem. And I think they've made good waves. They've made Channel 4 streaming a big deal. They have uploaded a lot of the back catalogue of episodes of Hollyoaks, for example, on E4. And they do have like very heavy advertising, and they do a good job of that. But I do think there's just a criminal lack of, I mean, first, core identity. Hollyoaks is the slightly edgier, more teen-driven. There's songs, there's music, there's a bit more like stylized, kind of almost more like Neighbours in the way it's shot and filmed. And like, I feel like it just lost that identity after a couple of very dodgy years for the show. And I know I got into it at a pretty rough time in the show, but like, this current year it's the best it's been in forever, and it's not even really going to be given much of a chance. And like, hey, maybe 3 episodes is good because it means they can cut out some of the flack, get rid of some of the characters that are just bloat, and focus on the main fucking ones and invest in the future. But it's just not a good sign. It's really not a good sign. And one thing I feel like would dramatically help soaps as a whole, and this kind of goes into a conversation that we had in the comment section. It's like Gavin Gerard, I believe, is the commenter, 2053. I feel like there's a general lack of willing to adapt to the future, because when they took Hollyoaks off the air, when they took Hollyoaks off TV, and they went, oh, we're going to invest in our digital output, I can't tell you what they've done. Like, yeah, sure, they release the full episodes online now, and that's really cool, but I'm pretty sure it's still region locked. So anybody out of the UK can't actually see it. I'm 90% sure. I could be wrong. And they are keeping adding clips. Now let's take a look at some of the actual uploading episodes. The uploading episodes, I believe, has done quite well. The uploading episodes gets at least 10,000 views, like, each episode they upload. I think they're doing a really good job of that, and it's a really smart way to adapt to the future. I do believe that. I genuinely believe that they're doing a good job. But you also have a back catalogue that you're not selling to anyone whatsoever, and you're not using it, and you're not... Like, look, you look up Hollyoaks storylines. You look up Hollyoaks storylines, and Esther's bullying storyline, 178k views. Not uploaded by Hollyoaks. You look at, like, Brendan and Steve 09, domestic violence, 595k views. Brendan Brady, 26, 1.7 million views. I feel like they don't understand that they're sat on a fucking incredibly large back catalogue that you could upload it like you do these normal videos. You know, you could upload it, give it like a slightly scandalous title, and then everything's gonna be fine. Like, take a look at my best example of a soap type, a soap like kind of soap taking the same approach. The Waterloo Road YouTube channel has 197,000 subscribers, but why does it have that many? Because the current show is popular? No one cares about the current. I mean, people like the current show, I can't lie, they do like the current show, but what actually built them into being successful is they uploaded a bunch of slightly more scandalous fucking videos. What, 15 million views 9 years ago, Kevin kisses Miss Windsor. Great. Also notice 9 years ago, Waterloo Road was dead at this point. The show was fucking buried. Nobody was watching it anymore. All you gotta do is make some fucking slightly scandalous title, then just upload the clip, because it's not going anywhere else. It's not fucking going anywhere else, is it? But like, so many of these videos have at least 500,000 views. And these are uploaded like 10 fucking 8 years ago. And like I said, I do believe that if this YouTube channel didn't exist, I don't know if they would have rebooted Waterloo Road. Because this channel showed that there was still interest there. It was just hard to find it, because, you know, not many people will upload the episodes back then. And I do think genuinely that this is what soaps need to do now. Imagine if they uploaded all the Brendan Brady stuff. You know, Brendan Brady, one of the most famous, iconic Hollyoaks characters of all time. Imagine if they just made a massive fucking compilation of all this fucking storylines and put it in one. It's like Coronation Street. The amount of, I'm pretty sure there's a genuine channel called Corrie Storylines, and they just upload full storylines, and you just get to watch fucking every single one. And let's see what's popular. Simon abuses Leanne Battersby 1 year ago, 372k views. Kylie Platt Callum storyline, 282k views. Rosie Webster John State, 145. David and Shona, 176k views. Like, I don't know why I'm saying K and thousand, but like, you own the catalog, lads. You can upload this shit, and that's a big issue. I do feel like shows aren't as fucking accessible now. I feel like people are just banking on its legacy rather than its output. And I will say they have fixed the output. The show has been in the best state it's been in years, I won't lie. Like, it going to E4 didn't kill it. It still is thriving and has actually gotten better. And I don't think it'll be 3 episodes for good. I do think it'll be back at some point, as long as things keep going in Hollyoaks' favour. It's just, I feel like I don't think it's a lack of laziness. I think it's a lack of resources. And clearly, if Channel 4 are deciding that we need to cull more fucking Hollyoaks like cast and crew, ultimately something's gone wrong, and you can only do so much of what you have. I feel like what most of these shows need, need a genuine social media manager team who just remind people that fucking the soap's out there and you can actually watch it, you know? Like, imagine if Coronation Street uploaded the whole Richard Hillman storyline. Imagine if they uploaded all of David Platt, for example. One of its most famous stories ever. Richard Hillman storyline, 64k views. Hillman storyline part 4, 614k views. Chainman Part 5, 737k views. Like, you need to make it easier to find. Because ultimately, we do live in an attention economy. And as much as people like may pay attention to these videos, most of you probably only sat through the first 30 seconds as you're like, what, Hollyoaks isn't dying? Fuck you. And it's just, you could be doing this and you're not. And like, yeah, sure, Hollyoaks is uploading its full storylines, like its full episodes from like, at like 2012 now. But like, you could be doing it on YouTube. You could be doing it on YouTube. And I just feel like there's not enough conversation going on about it. I feel like ultimately they just, it's a lack of innovation. It's a lack of trying to be the first to do something. And it's like, and you can tell, you know, you see the thumbnails that people use, you know, you see the thumbnails that the actual soap channels use, and it's like, oh, fuck, really? That's what you're doing? I can do that. I'm doing that actively. That's what I do. And so ultimately, as long as Hollyoaks sticks to its guns and keeps making the really fucking interesting show that it is, and it keeps uploading the episodes online, and it keeps trying to do all the extra social media stuff, I do feel like it'll be fine. Because there is a core audience somewhere who desperately wants to be a fan. I think that's the hardest part of being a soap fan, is there's not any communities to really go to. There's no fucking places. There's a wiki, I guess. There's a wiki Discord, but do you want to be in a Discord for a wiki? Like, I feel like there's no place where you're actively allowed to be a big fan. And like, what? There's no Hollyoaks merch at all? No? No one's making fucking t-shirts? You know, no one's making dumb fucking mugs. No one's making any sort of merchandising, or all selling it through advertising. Like, you can do more. Mate, at some point, if this channel comes successful, I'll be able to sell this channel to sponsors. Not like sell it like as a whole. I'll be able to get sponsors for this channel. Yeah, like me, this channel, which is like really not very large. I'll be able to do it. Like, it's how it is. And I just feel like the lack of, it is just people not willing to make the effort to try. And like, the show and the cast are doing really well, and the writers and the producers have really like shaped up the show, and all these returns of like popular characters from the show past, which is always a good sign if the show's in a good place. Now you just have to fucking, all you've got to do is actually adapt and just make it more accessible for people who've never seen it before. Give them a reason, give them something like spicy, where you're like, whoa, what the fuck? And this happened? Like, yeah, give it a reason to be excited. Give people a place to be excited. Like I said, get a social media manager team. Get a fucking someone who can make, like, you know, the trailers. The trailers are always popular. Keep doing the trailers. Those are good. Keep building to things. Hollyoaks Worlds Collide wouldn't have been as big a deal if they hadn't fucking made a trailer for it. And I just think that a lack of concise, clear actions, and a general lack of taking responsibility by the channel for executives are really squeezing like the foot down on the neck of Hollyoaks. And ultimately, it can only do so much if you're doing your fucking due diligence to push it down. Like, and I desperately hope that we do get beyond the 25th anniversary, right? We do keep building on it, and I would be a fucking criminal shame if Hollyoaks gets killed. But I do feel like even if it does get killed, I feel like someone else would have to buy it up. Like, you'd have to. There'd be no reason to not. It's a program with legacy and die-hard fan base who will watch everything it does. Like, what happened to people greenlighting these? Like, you know, remember the EastEnders Revealed programs? They're like, oh, these are the fucking, you know, these recap shows talking about these characters and these big storylines. They're not fucking made anymore. There's no reason to be a fan of these shows. There's no place to fucking explore it. And simply saying a lack of ability to adapt, you're just gonna die. Like, you're still fucking making fire with a stick, but some fucker's got a flint and steel and some, like, wool. Like, I don't know, maybe you're just fucked. And you need to be able to improvise and adapt, and I don't think the Channel 4 producers are willing to give Hollyoaks the benefit of the doubt. Because, look, they have fronted Hollyoaks for a long time, and I wouldn't say it's been in a particularly good place for the last couple of years, person. And that's as a loving Hollyoaks fan. Like, you look back at, like, 2015, 2013-ish, that kind of period, even then, and then you kind of look at it now, and you're like, oh, like, you know, it's lost its kind of edgier teen identity, in my opinion. And that's what you need as a core fundamental of the show. Because you don't want it to be another fucking soap. You want it to be Hollyoaks. With a clear identity. You don't want it to be fucking EastEnders or Corrie. Or Emmerdale. But yeah, what do you think about this? Is Hollyoaks running out of time? I think we're going to be safe, because I do think that the good show will prevail. And ultimately, I feel like it will become undeniable when Hollyoaks quickly shoots up to being the second best soap of the year, next to EastEnders. It's just, at some point, you need to give it a leg up, and that's just what the show needs. But hopefully they don't get fucking ended before they can get there. But yeah, there we are. I've been Ash from Watching Walford. Sorry for the slightly more doom and gloom about the current struggles of Hollyoaks as a media entity, and just generally my thoughts as to how you'd actually go about fixing it, rather than just fucking saying, oh, we'll just do less of it. People don't watch it anyways. And it's like, yeah, but they should fucking want to, you melt. But yeah, tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Remember to leave a like, a comment, and a subscribe, and make sure to watch more Watching Walford. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.